going on, y'all? That's the wrong camera. Let's bring this one up. How's it going, everybody? I'm using Restream for the first time, so we're going to see how well this goes. But we're going to be doing some Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm checking the chat in Restream. I'm also going to be checking it back and forth through the TikTokies and the YouTubers. Let's go YouTube Studio. But again, how's everybody doing tonight? I hope everything's working over on YouTube. I hope everything's working over on TikTok. I see people showing up and leaving and whatnot on the TikTok. I don't know if that means shit's not working or if that means I'm just boring, or if the music's too loud. I know I run into that problem all the time where the music is just, this is way too fucking loud. But how's everybody doing tonight? Let's play some. That was a lot louder in my ears than I really wanted it to be. I think I'm gonna go cry a little bit now. That blew my eardrums out. The chat is coming in. The chat is definitely coming in, David, and you can see it over there. The only problem is I've made it way too small. So what we're gonna do? All right, embedded chat. We're gonna copy. We're gonna go chat box, remove that one. Oh, odd. I guess I'm gonna have to go in and add the chat box in another way. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna go browser, another browser, chat, and there y'all go. There's your chat. There's your chat. It should be coming through. But I hope everybody's having a good night. We're going to play some Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. It does seem like a lot of things have been fixed. A lot of things have been updated. It seems to just run a bit smoother now. So I'm really hoping that we can continue with that, given that for the longest time, Microsoft 2024 was absolute garbage. It was garbage. It was just hot, stinky garbage. So I'm really hoping that maybe this is going to work a good bit better. Let's check over on TikTok. It seems like there's nobody here over on TikTok. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to verify that it's actually working over on TikTok before we continue on. Because it's very possible that I'm just boring, but I at least want to make sure that I work. What's up, Jack Bowron? That's funny. I can't search Cheese Pilot on TikTok. We're going to try that again. There we go. What's up, GNR? And it looks like, yeah, we're working. Okay, yep, nope, TikTok's working. So if you are here on TikTok, maybe you should drop some likes and, slap that screen like it's the FAA and it owes you a medical certificate. If you're over here on YouTube, I really do appreciate any kind of follows. But we are going to be pushing on through to, as I said, Microsoft Flight Sim. Just passed your private pilot check ride on Friday. That's awesome. We're blowing out eardrums. Congratulations, Jason. Congratulations, Jason. How does it feel? How does it feel to be a freshly minted private pilot? Have you went and got like a $100 cheeseburger or anything like that just yet? How does it feel? I know when I took my private pilot certificate, I'm not gonna lie, I cried a little bit. Let's see what else we got. Let's go over to go live over here and just make sure everything is working well. But that is awesome, Justin. That is awesome. Congratulations. I'm glad to be out here hanging out with y'all and having the time again. For the last 4 or 5 months, I have been so busy, just with fucking everything, right? What was it? Back in November, I got my medical certificate back, which, again, fucking awesome. Thank y'all so much for all that help. But back then, lost my medical 2 years ago, got it back in November, went straight back into Airbus training. And that was it was a little much, right? So I just really didn't have the time. I took it in winds. They were gusting to 25. I have not. Weather's been kind of crappy. Can't wait. Well, Justin, make sure you get on out. Get that $100 cheeseburger. Really enjoy aviation. I hope to see you down at Sun and Fun. I'm still waiting on my schedule to drop. So hopefully my schedule drops soon. And I'll be able to, tell y'all whether or not we're actually going to make it to Sun and Fun. I'm pretty positive that I'm going to make it to Sun and Fun. I don't see why I couldn't make it to Sun and Fun. It would seem kind of ridiculous. I'm number 5 out of 20, or number 5 out of 21 when it comes to my bidding, right? When it comes to me bidding for my schedule. But so hopefully that means that I won't have any issues when it comes to when it comes to getting the time off. I mean, I'm looking for 6-7 days off in the beginning of the month. My seniority should net me about 20 days off a month, so I don't see why I shouldn't be able to get the 6 days off I need, because I bid for those 6 days off that I need, but then also on the back end said I will work every other motherfucking day. I don't care what else you do to my schedule. Give me these 6 or 7 days off and I will work whatever else you want, whatever garbage shifts, reserve, what have you. So hopefully this means that, hopefully it means that I'm gonna be able to get the time off to go to Sun and Fun. So I really hope to see y'all down at Sun and Fun. It's gonna be in the sun and it's gonna be fun. Does anybody here not know what the hell Sun and Fun actually is? Because if you don't know what Sun and Fun actually is, oh look, it looks like Cheese Pilot is back. Yes, Enzo Lorenzo. It seems as though the chat from TikTok isn't getting over to the chat from Discord. Or not Discord, but Restream. That sucks. I guess we'll do a pop out then so that I can see both chats. That seems to be the problem. That seems to fix the problem. But what's up, Enzo Lorenzo? We are going to be doing some Microsoft Flight Sim, so I really hope to see y'all in there. I'm going to have the live I am from Wisconsin. That's why the whole Cheese Pilot thing. That's why, I chose the name Cheese Pilot, because I am, from Wisconsin. I hope that makes sense. I hope that checks. I hope the thought process on that checks out. And yeah. Thank you. I really appreciate you posting the mock check rides. Definitely helped you out. Okay, well, congratulations. What's up, Ava? So I heard some people in the pattern in Sheboygan a little earlier. Was that you, Ava? Was that you, Ava? It's going to be pretty funny if that was you, because I was up flying around a little bit earlier, and I heard some people in the pattern down in Sheboygan. And thanks for that follow, Wyatt. I'm talking about like 2 hours ago. About 2 hours ago was when I was up. And I was really just testing out my new radio. I put a GTR 205 in my airplane, given that my Narco 12D TSO failed on me. The screen finally took a shit. So I put a GTR 205 in my airplane, and I really wanted to test it. So I reached all the way out down to Sheboygan, and it was crystal clear. That Narco 12D that I had, garbage. Straight, hot, sweaty, stinky garbage. You were out around 3. Well, make your way on up to Sturgeon Bay sometime, and maybe I'll say hi. Fellow Wisconsin pilot learning to fly in Sheboygan. What? I don't have many other sound effects. What's this one? Oh, that's not the one I want. What's this one? Oh, that's crickets. I haven't pressed these buttons.
Oh, shit! It's my chipmunk voice! I found my chipmunk voice! Oh, my God!
All right, we're done with that. What's this one?
I'm Morgan Freeman, and I can walk faster than this.
Yeah, all the Sheboygan people in the chat. That is what I'm talking about. Oh, that's a flight attendant call button.
What's this one do? Oh.
No, we're not going to press that one. Oh, I can't press that one. YouTube will demonetize me if I press that one. It's not as bad as you think. But I think it is time to hop into some Microsoft Flight Sim. So here we are, Microsoft Flight Sim. Let's go do some career mode. Let's see where we're at. Let's see what we can do to really get after this. Okay, so oh wait a minute, insurance bill? Oh, that was expensive. Oh, I am not happy about that. We gotta go make some money now. We gotta go make some money because I am not about that. I am not about that life. Let's go take Amy for a stroll above El Mirage. Sure, let's just keep working our way with these missions. Let's go ahead and accept this mission. Let's move the Skyhawk over. And what we're going to do is we're just going to keep doing missions and missions and missions until we get to where we want to be, right? So mixture, we're going to make sure that's full rich. And let's go and fly this thing. Hey, Cheese, I'm going to Sun and Fun. Will you have a designated meet and greet there? So I'm not going to have a designated meet and greet, but what I am going to have is I'm going to have a designated spot at the Creator Hub next to the island, right? So if you're going to the island and you're getting breakfast or, getting water or something like that, make sure the Creator Hub's just going to be right next door to that. Actually, what we're going to do, let's share my main screen so that you can kind of see, and we're going to go find the Sun and Fun map. All right. So let's do this Sun and Fun map for 2025. So let's go find it. 2025 Sun and Fun right here. So the island right there. This is where, you're going to watch the movies, you're going to get breakfast and all that other jazz. But when you look just a little bit over here, and then right there, so there's the Creator Hub. That's where I'm going to be. So this is Paradise City. You got, the light planes, the LSAs, the small rotorcraft. You got a 1,400-foot strip right there. You got vintage. So if you are, let's say, coming in from the main entrance, right? Let's say you parked. Okay, let's say you parked. I know this is the only camera that's on right now. Let's say you parked. You're going to come over here from the general parking or the handicap parking into the main entrance, and you're really just going to walk straight across. Sure, there's some little roads and whatnot right here. You can walk up to the main little depot that's got some stops and whatnot, but really just walk straight across and I'll be right there. All right. So let's get back into it. Come on. Why is my mouse locked? Let's go to OBS. Come on, Microsoft Flight Sim. Let go of my fucking mouse. There we go. Let's go back to Microsoft Flight Sim. I definitely plan on doing the trivia nights. So I really hope to see all of y'all there. Cheese, curious, when you shoot an ILS in an airliner, do you do step downs to glide slope? So normally they'll give us an intercept fix, or they'll give us an intercept altitude, and we will just fly that altitude until we intercept and track it down. We're not going to dive and drive to get to the glide slope intercept. Does that make sense? Test. Yes, it is. All right, let's get this G1000 actually all booted up. And we're waiting for the airplane to completely boot up. Let's verify that our controls work. We got to wait for the AHRS to line up. So don't be rushing me, passengers. Oh, I lost my TikTok chat. What are we doing today? Well, we are playing some Microsoft Flight Sim, and we're going to be doing some pretty basic stuff, right? We're going to be doing some really basic, like some sky tours and stuff like that. Nothing too fancy. Nothing too fancy. We're definitely working our way up to get into the airliners, and it is a slow slog. It is a slow grind in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. So, given that I'm in a hot area, right? What's the outside air temperature? The outside air temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. I guess that's not that hot. But what I know about Arizona, so we're gonna lean for highest RPM. There we go. I got a decent RPM, and we're going to actually use that for our takeoff mixture. You would have loved to do some V1 cuts in a 172. Well, okay. There's no such thing really as a V1 cut in a 172, because like if your engine's dead, your engine's dead. There's not really anything you can do with that. All right, stop and hold short. What are we doing now? All right, announce takeoff. We're departing runway 26. Where's the runway? Like, where? Taking off runway 26. I'm really confused about where the hell the runway is. But let's add some power and I guess see. This is not a runway. Okay, I guess I'm wrong. Supposedly Microsoft Flight Sim believes that this is a runway. I would disagree, but I guess we'll do a short soft field takeoff. I am seeing your comments, Ghost Rider. Well, that's the first comment that I've seen. So full power, let it build. Make sure I get my peak RPM out of this fucker. Nope, looks like 2340 is going to be it. Release brakes. Let's go. Yeah, I guess we're bush flying in a 172 G1000 now. Taking off from 26. I don't know how we're going to clear these obstacles. Come on. Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's see what we can do about this. It seems like I just... Oh, fuck. I crashed. Uh-oh. What's going to happen to my airplane now? Uh-oh. All companies, manage company. Oh, manage aircraft. Let's see. Let's see what this is about. All right, let's do an inspection. Oh, damn. All right. Oh, God. It looks like we're going to... I saw you walk through the terminal of Vegas 3 a few weeks ago. Well, that's awesome. You didn't say hi? Why didn't you stop and say hi? I'm not that mean. I guess we're going to have to go do some normal missions, not under our company, because I just crashed the airplane. So that sucks. So let's go try and build up some funds. Let's see if we can do a long one. Let's see. Let's see what's worth the most money. So it seems like the most we can do is this 4,000. It's an advertising mission. So let's see what that's about. All right, so it's a banner towing mission. Good thing you just paid insurance. Welcome to the horrible world of paying maintenance costs. Believe me, I have my own airplane. I am well aware of maintenance costs. Do you remember where you were going? My guess is Phoenix. No, I definitely wasn't going to Phoenix. Why would I have been in Vegas? The only reason I would have been in Vegas... Oh, I must have been coming back from training. That was it. That would have been it. I would have been coming back from training in the Airbus. So I'd probably just finished up Airbus training. So... For those of you who might be a little confused about the delay, it definitely seems like what I'm using to stream, which is it's restream.io, there's a bit of a latency. I'm not sure if it's something that I can resolve, but it does seem like there's about a 30-second delay. So let's skip through that. Mylene... something about a radio is the best. How much is the annual on my seaplane? So I usually pay about $600, but that's because it's owner assisted. So since it's owner assisted, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not paying full price. Okay. I don't want to make you feel bombarded by fans coming up to you. No. If y'all see me wandering around, don't hesitate to come up and say hi. I'm more than happy to say hi to y'all. I'm more than happy to, get to know y'all and meet y'all and stuff like that. I got no problem with that. So all right, parking brakes released. I mean, either one, if somebody says Adrian, I might be a little, oh, for fuck's sakes. If somebody says Adrian, I might be a little confused about like who knows me in this area. But if somebody says Cheese, it's more of like, oh, okay, I know, I understand the context of, what's about to, not necessarily what's about to go down, but like, I understand the context of like how this person might know me. But yeah, the annual for my seaplane usually pay about $600, given that, it's owner assisted. I pretty much do everything. The AMPIA really just comes over and checks everything, and just makes sure that I didn't break anything, to be honest. And I mean, the Lake Aircraft Club, the kind of club that I'm a part of, definitely puts out some good details on how to appropriately do a annual on a lake. So, that's nice. So I don't have to worry about, I mean, they put out like a checklist and whatnot, and it really helps guide you on how to do the annual. And don't get me wrong, it's just because I'm doing it doesn't necessarily mean it's an easy annual. We're taking off all the inspection covers. Pretty much every annual I have had to rebuild my trim actuator. Pretty much every single one I've had to put new O-rings in my trim actuator. So that's just something that I do every single year. Every year I take out some of the panels in the floor to inspect and make sure. And then I'm also checking for leaks to verify that the airplane, it's a seaplane. I'm checking to make sure it doesn't leak. Usually my annuals, it's in the hangar for about 2-3 weeks at a time when I'm doing an annual. Because, I mean, I'm putting my wife, I'm putting my friends, I'm using it for content. I want to make sure that this thing is reliable. The last thing I want to do is make a video like Fly with K about, how I had an emergency. Right? So here we are coming up again on the hold short mark. There we go. I guess we could do a quick little run up. All right, so 1700 and 100 RPM drop back to both. 100 RPM drop back to both. Mixture's good. Everything's in the green. Let's announce for takeoff. I don't know why this thing has low fuel. Like, why? I don't have low fuel. I don't know why my annunciator is showing low fuel. Don't want to end up on the Blancor. I don't know what that is. What is that? Oh, shit. You're right. Remain clear of my propeller as I am commencing engine start. All right. Full power. Let's go. Starting our initial climb out. Airspeed's alive. Nose up. Off the ground. Ground effect. Out of ground effect. Flaps can come up. Climb out at VY. Climb into 500 feet. Power's full. Let's see if we can get a couple other rip'ems out of this thing by reducing mixture. All right. Looks like we got up to 2550 on the rip'ems. Just hit our 500 feet. Let's extend our pole. Where's our banner approach? Okay, I see the banner approach. All right. Hey, Cheese, just want to say thank you for everything you do for us past my oral and my check ride and my instrument rating last week. Your videos are extremely helpful. Well, congratulations, Viper. When are you releasing new cheeses? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I am not actually a cheesery. Not a cheesery, a cheese master. When I lost my medical, I actually looked into what it would take for me to like just start making cheese in Wisconsin. And Wisconsin doesn't fuck around with their cheese, right? Like if you want to make cheese in Wisconsin, they are like one of the only states that requires you to actually go to training, that requires you to actually learn how to safely make cheese. Pretty much every other state is like, nah, do you. What's up, Connor Wagner? How's it going? But yes, Viper, congratulations. Congratulations. Yes. Yes, in Wisconsin, you have to be a master cheesemaker to actually manufacture cheese in Wisconsin. It is a big deal. Because again, as I said, when I lost my medical, I was like, okay, well let's see what dumb new fucking journeys Cheese Pilot can get up to. And I was like, okay, well I'll do like a whole video series on like me learning how to make cheese and just trying to find a place that will like even fucking bother talking to you about you showing up to their cheese factory to make cheese or to like fuck around with cameras and whatnot. Wisconsin does not mess around. All right. So banner approach. Where's the poles? Are those the poles? Oh, too fast. All right. I'm good. I'm aligned. Slowing down. Slowing down. Let's slip it to slow down some more. All right. We're at the right speed. Nope. We're still we're too fast. Too fast. Too fast. And fuck. I missed. So in real life for work, I fly the 320, and for fun, I fly the Lake 200. Yeah, I guess you're right. Laws are so strict. The last thing they want is somebody like showing up with a camera to you know. I was not trying to land in the grass. What we're trying to do is we're trying to hook a sign. Oh, did they? God damn it. Your game won't get past the first loading screen. You know, mine had that same problem for the longest time. I just had to delete the game and reinstall it. But no, we were not trying to land in the grass. We're trying to pick up a banner. Let's see. I was trying to change my view. Where'd the banner go? Where's the banner? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Too fast. All right, we can drop one notch of flaps right here. Help us slow down. We're at power idle. We're aligned with the banner. Nope, not aligned with the banner. Aligned with the banner. Slow down. God damn. There we go. There we go. Come on, climb. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. I'm buying a Beechcraft Musketeer this weekend, and then going for my private pilot. That's actually pretty fucking awesome. So how much training do you have so far? How much training do you have? All right, let's go fly our pass approach. Absolutely zero. Well, how are you getting the plane? Is like your instructor coming with you to pick it up, or what's going on with that? What do I do for work to afford it? Actually, this is what I do for work. Next Level Racing actually sent me this because they wanted me to show it to y'all. They wanted me to show y'all how awesome it is and how nice it is. Are you allowed to do that in your seaplane? Do what? Banner towing? But I'm also an airline pilot. So I create content. I teach people. I'm an airline pilot. I teach people how to fly the Airbus. You know, that's how I afford this stuff. Right? Full-time job. Am I allowed to do what in my seaplane, Viper? Do banner towing? No, because I can't open the window. There's no way for me to open the window in my seaplane because like the windows are the doors. Yeah, from what I've heard, banner towing in real life is a fucking shit show. Oh, your dad found it from a local airport. Well, that's from a local guy at your airport. Well, that's a real nice way of doing it. Do you have an instructor already? Do you have an instructor already? Now, when so I actually taught at the flight safety campus for the 320s in Vegas, if that's what you're asking, Diraj. But when it comes to teaching in small airplanes, I taught with UND Aerospace Foundation, and then I also do like freelance instruction. All right, what I got to do, I got to go to settings and I got to go to view controls. Then we're going to go to alpha flight controls. We're going to go view, toggle, quick view, external view, toggle external view focus, reset, toggle cockpit view, external view. Come on, I want a quick little... Who knows what I'm looking for? I'm looking for the button that makes it so... I'm looking to... Toggle external view focus. Apply preset zoom value. No. What I'm looking for is to change to external view free look. That's not what I'm looking for. Toggle external view free look. Toggle external view. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Now, let's save and exit, and let's get back into it. All right. So, there you go. Now that we got the external view, you can kind of see what we got going on. So, if we look behind us, you see how we got that banner? And let's see if we can... There we go. So, you see we have that little hook. Well, I can't put a little hook on my airplane like that. So, can I do banner towing in my airplane? No, it's not really possible. Okay, well, fuck. That didn't say, that wasn't toggle external view. That was just external view. All right, so how about toggle external view? Okay, well, how about toggle internal view? Toggle cockpit view? Let's see if this works. All right. Escape. Escape. God damn it. Oh, it's called toggle cockpit external view. Oh, okay. So the hook doesn't dig into the ground because it extends. So you can, sometimes you throw them out the window, sometimes they extend. But what you do is you fly down and you hook it. And the problem is if you fucking dig it into the ground, I'm assuming you crash. So it's toggle cockpit slash. Well, I guess what if we do this? Maybe that'll work. Okay, we're back in the cockpit. Now, where the hell am I supposed to be going? I feel like I'm supposed to be going this way. Would you say to be above average intelligence to be a pilot? Nah, I have flown with some dumb motherfuckers. I have flown with some extremely dumb people. So I would not say that you need to be of extreme knowledge or above average. I think you just need to be about average. Okay, so pass approach is over there. All right. Where a lot of people struggle when it comes to becoming a pilot is not that they don't study. It's not that they're stupid or anything like that. It's that they just choose to not show up prepared. That's where a lot of people go wrong when it comes to being a pilot. Anyone can be an air tractor pilot. Yeah, I have some of those. Some of those have been some interesting folks. Well, that's awesome. Call me humbled that you're trying to get into aviation. End goals to be an airline pilot, or what's up? I see that. Francisco D. Leon. I've been following your content. Keep up the awesome work. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing up. That is adorable. Thank you. All right. Now, if you are over here on TikTok, make sure you drop some likes and get some more people showing up. Make sure you hit that share button. Get your buddies here, right? Always happy to answer any and all questions y'all might have about aviation. I am a flight instructor, airline pilot. I teach in 320. For myself, I fly the Lake 200 for fun, and for work I fly the A320. Hit a power off 180 real quick. Well, once we go in for a landing, maybe. Once we go in for a landing, sure, I might as well try. Trying to go down and slow down. So let's drop a notch of flaps so that we can get this airplane slowing down and we can get down to our altitude. Stay below 72 knots. So it's really just slow flight at this point. Using our trim to get the airplane all trimmed out. Maybe I just need to add a smidgen of power instead of more trim, because I see I'm about 60 knots and that's really where I want to stay. So if I let go of the yoke, what does the airplane do? The airplane wants to descend. So if I'm holding at 60 knots, then I need more trim. This mission is located, to be honest, I have no idea where this is located. Any tips for commercial DPE ride? What do you mean commercial DPE ride? Like your commercial check ride? Slow down on the controls. Be smooth on the controls is really my biggest tip when it comes to your commercial. Remember, the whole point of commercial is to get you to be smooth on the controls. We want you to get to the point where passengers would feel comfortable in your airplane, right? Well, if you're not smooth on the controls, do you think passengers would feel comfortable in your airplane? There we go. There we go. All right, a little bit more power in. All right. So DWFA, here's the thing. I'm happily married, so I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that. I've heard there's rumors, but you know, I'm not gonna claim that I know about that whole side. You know, you hear the jokes about it, but I don't know. Who knows how real it is? Who knows how true those are? All right. Almost to the end of our approach. Then we're going to rip on back and do a nice little landing. Awesome. Yep, let's head to the drop zones. Let's go full power. Let's get our flaps up. Nice little climb. And let's talk to ATC. You know, it seems like it's changed. It seems like that update that Microsoft Flight Sim came out with last week has fixed a lot of the problems. Thanks for your content. I was able to pass my private pilot check ride last July. How long have you been an airline pilot? So I've been an airline pilot. I think I left for the airlines in like 2018 or 2019. Yeah, late 2018, early 2019. So all through COVID and whatnot. But I've been an instructor. I've been a pilot for, oh God. You know, a fairly long while. Is my trim switches broken? No, there they go. All right. Let's go and reduce some power. I feel like we're going to have to slow down to 72 again. So let's just bring this power out. Get that nose up. Help slow this thing down. Do I invest in stocks? I mean, I have a 401k and what you call it? Mutual funds or index funds. But beyond that, no, not really. I promise you're not going to do better than the market in the long term. The market beats everybody on the scale of retirement. So I'd rather invest in like products. I'd rather invest in services. I'd rather be able to provide something to either you or the economy or what have you than you know what I mean? So let's get some power in. Let's drop a notch of flaps. And we're going to get ready to drop the banner. Need more power. More power, baby. All right, we're aligned. Waiting. 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 Not yet. And drop. That's what I'm talking about. Get that nose up. Let's get the pole up. And this is when you're going to see why the pole doesn't dig into the ground. See? That's why the hook doesn't dig into the ground. So my yoke, it is the Honeycomb Alpha, the Honeycomb Bravo, and then when it comes to the rudder pedals, it's the Honeycomb Charlie. The whole yoke, the whole setup is Honeycomb, but then when it comes to the cockpit, it's Next Level Racing. And if you're over on YouTube, you should be able to actually see down below the video, there should be links to all of this stuff. As for Tom Cruise, the only thing I know about Tom Cruise is he's a lunatic and a Scientologist. So that doesn't really seem like somebody that would be a good pilot if we're just gonna be, you know, if we're gonna be frank about it. So we're landing on runway 23. So let's go ahead, set our heading for runway 23 so that we've got some kind of reference. So there's 24. That should be about 23. So if we look out to the left, power off 180. So power's idle. Harrison Ford, I don't know. He's crashed a bunch of planes. Does that really sound like somebody who'd be a good pilot? Like, he's crashed like kind of a lot. And I mean, at this point, like, he's in his 80s. Like, I don't think anybody's a good pilot in their 80s, whether it be Harrison Ford, Woody Harrelson, Pete Davidson. Like, nobody in their 80s is a good pilot. All right, we're below 85. More flaps. More flaps. Let's bring it on down. Let's bring it on down. So with the power off 180, the trick is you can fix high. You can't fix low. So obviously right now I'm high. So what I'm going to do, let's kick some rudder and let's slip it. So I got full right rudder and I'm using my aileron to maintain center line. There we go. Coming up on our point. Release that rudder. I'm a little fast. I fucked it up. But it's also a simulator. Mixture idle. All right. Let's get that mixture back in. Hopefully that engine will start back up. It didn't. There we go. Ooh. Where are we flying? So we weren't flying anywhere. We were just doing a banner towing mission. All right, so let's go Alt-N and skip to parking. All right, shut down the engine. Harrison Ford landed on a taxiway in his Husky. Yeah, I mean that's not really a good thing. You're not really supposed to do that. Banner retrieval time, garbage. Radio communications, garbage. Oh wait, radio communications, 90%. I call that a success. I call that a win. I call that a win. Definitely seems like yeah, there might be something wrong with that switch. I mean, I picked all this stuff up used. Oh, he did it over top of an airliner too? Oh, for the love of God, I didn't realize he did that. All right, reputation. We are back up to A. No new level. Let's see what we can do to try and repair our airplane. Manage company. Manage aircraft. I wish there was a cheaper airplane that I could buy. So I need flight control system. No, fuel system. Okay, I can repair the fuel systems. Let's fix that. Electrical system, can't fix that. Landing gear, I can fix that. Lights. Yep, sure, let's fix that. Ground contact. Sure, we can fix that. So now all we need is 122, 112. We need $200 and something thousand. We need $200 something thousand. Like we can come up with that, right? Right, we can. That's nothing. That's nothing. Let's go back and see what we can do to build some funds. All right, maybe there's a long mission. How are you able to get along with every pilot in the cockpit? Everyone has different personalities. Who says I get along with all of them? You're not going to get along with everybody that you work with. What you need to do is you need to make sure that you maintain professional demeanor no matter if you get along or not. There's been plenty of people that have told me things like, oh, the only reason my wife is at mainline is because she's a woman. And then I have to, say like, hey, sorry, that's not really true. My wife's at mainline because she's a qualified, she's a good pilot. And here's the reasons why. It's a little discouraging and a little, frankly, disgusting that you generally believe that. Have you had any experience that would actually make you believe that? Or is that just stuff that you've heard? And I mean, if you guys still can't get along, you eventually just kind of sit there in silence and until the it's over. Right? Until you're done with work, you just kind of sit there. All right. So, any advice for a 36-year-old with a family looking to be an airline pilot? What's the work-life balance getting through CFI and first officer schedule? It doesn't exist. When you are a junior pilot, work-life balance is not really a thing. Like, we've tried to make things different. We've tried to make schedules better. We've tried to negotiate better things. But you know, things still aren't perfect. Things still could be better. And when you're sitting reserve, unless you live at the airport, it's gonna be a rough time. It's gonna be a rough time. There's no nice way of putting that. You're gonna miss baseball games. You're gonna miss birthdays. You're gonna miss all of these things that are super important to you. And I'm sorry. Let's see if we can find a mission that's worth something. So that's 6,000. So I see a 6,000 mission. I see an 8,000 mission. Let's go do this 8,000 mission. It's another banner towing mission. And well, I mean, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do the banner towing. Let's make our monies because we need to come up with $200,000. We need to come up with $200,000 to fix our airplane. Not really sure how. Not really sure how I'm going to come up with that $200,000, but we're gonna keep working at it. Yeah, Connor Wagner. That's exactly it. Some people you hate, some people you like, and at the end of the day, they're coworkers. You got to maintain professionalism. Is flying with a captain the same as flying with an instructor? They're always correcting you. No, there's a lot of captains out there that they have the mentality of, I'm not an instructor. I don't get paid to teach you. I have no intention on teaching you. All I'm going to do is prevent us from dying. But then you have other ones that are like, "Oh, you sure about that? Hey, I don't think we should do that. Like, I don't think you're doing the right thing. Hey, like, what happened to this?" But you know, it's as long as you maintain SOP, there's nothing for them to correct, right? You have a big old book, or it's on your iPad. You have a big old PDF on your iPad that tells you exactly how the company expects you to fly. If you don't fly that way, the other pilot should be correcting you, right? From both sides, right? So if the first officer's screwing something up, the captain should obviously be like, hey, SOP is this. We should probably do this. If the captain's messing up, the first officer should be like, hey, captain, SOP is this. Is there any particular reason why we're not doing it this way? Does that make sense? I hope y'all can hear the music and I'm not just sitting here dancing to myself. Yeah, that is definitely going to get snagged on that taxiway sign. See, so that's where you're actually picking up the banner. You see how that's above the ground? So the little hook on the bottom of the airplane, when it drops down, it's going to scoop right at that wire. Does that make sense? Ah, damn. All right. So let's get ready to go. Let's clear all of this stuff. Enter. All right, we're good. Request taxi clearance. Release the parking brake. About the average, how many days would an FO be away from home? Obviously different airlines, but it really depends, right? So when I was a junior first officer, and by the way, it's not just first officers. Junior captains get shit schedules too. Like, so everyone always thinks that it's just the first officers that get the shit schedules. Nah, there's got to be a captain that flies that shit schedule with that first officer that's got the shit schedule, right? But when I was a regional pilot, right, I would get about 12 days off a month. Now, if I could commute the day of my trip, then that meant that, those 12 days off a month meant I was home those 12 days a month, right? But let's say that I don't, I either don't live in base or I have to commute the day before or something like that, then I'm losing that day off, right? If I don't live in base and I have to commute, one day before my schedule, it's not like the company's going to pay me for that. It's not like I get those days back. So your commuting can get you down to, 8 days off a month easily. Or 8 days home a month would be a better way of putting it. Now, if you live in base, obviously that can be better, but bases change. If you're the bottom of the totem pole, you could end up catching a displacement bid, meaning that, let's say, not enough people bid for a certain base. So the company says, well, we're just going to grab from the bottom of the list for the most junior people and push them to that base. Well, congratulations. You just bought a house at the base that you got awarded initially out of training, and now you got displaced out of that base, and now you're commuting to work unless you want to sell your house and all this other jazz. Right? I moved for an airline once, and then they changed my base 6 months later. So I don't ever recommend moving for a regional airline. You could probably move for a major airline, but just, check where you're at on the seniority list. Make sure you're at a stable company. Now, how does bidding work? It's really seniority based. Depends on the carrier, but for the most part, they put out. So you have two different bidding systems. You have PBS, which is preferential bidding system, and then you have line bidding. All right, PBS is, hey, I want to work these days. I want to work long trips and have short overnights. Okay, we'll try to build you a schedule according to that, but those requests are going to be put in the line of priority of what everyone else wants. So if you're bottom of the totem pole, if you're super junior, none of those requests are really going to be met. Sometimes they say that it's a little easier with PBS for your request to be met because a lot of times it's very generic things like, hey, I want to work long trips. I want to work short trips. I want to have long overnights. I want to have short overnights. I want to work Wednesdays. I want to work Thursdays. I want to work Tuesdays through Fridays, etc. Right? So that's what PBS is. A lot of times the PBS system also says, hey, I want Cancun overnights. Hey, I want Canada overnights. Hey, I want international trips, stuff like that. But then when you have line bidding, what it is the company builds schedules or they build lines and they say, hey, these are the schedules that we have. Which one do you want? And in what order do you want them? So what would be your top pick of schedules, right? So if your top pick is, Monday through Wednesdays, doing a bunch of Milwaukee to South Carolina flights, then that's your top pick. But somebody senior to you wants that. Well, congratulations, that's not your line. You're going to get your next pick or your third pick or your fourth pick, whatever ends up being that. When it comes to bidding for a base, it's kind of the same way. Let's say I want to be based in Chicago, right? But a bunch of people senior to me also want Chicago. And now Chicago's full with people senior to me, so I'm not going to get Chicago. So what's my next option, right? What is my next thing down the bid? Well, the next thing down the bid for me might be Atlanta, right? So now they're going to give me Atlanta. Well, wait, I'm still not senior enough to hold Atlanta. So now my next one's going to be Denver, right? Does that make sense? I hope it's not too rambly for y'all. Cheese Pilot, what's your flying background? Oh, what the? So I was an instructor. So I learned all of my stuff from UND Aerospace Foundation down in Arizona. And then I was an instructor for UND Aerospace Foundation down in Arizona. And then I became an airline pilot on the CRJ 200 for Air Wisconsin, and then airline pilot on the Embraer 145 for Envoy. And then I flew for the Department of Natural Resources in a 350 horsepower 185. While I was doing that, I also, for fun, got my seaplane rating and my own seaplane airplane. My own seaplane, and I fly that around for fun. Now I work as an A320 first officer. Thanks for that follow, Dylan. Thank you so much for that follow. I hope y'all are having fun. I hope I'm, helping y'all learn a couple things. Keep these questions coming. Keep hitting those likes. Keep more people showing up. Let's get a whole crowd of people here so I can answer any and all questions y'all got. I love doing these things. I love answering all y'all's questions. They allow beards at my airline. Yes, they do. Would you pick the base that's closest to where you live or a busier base that's closer to you? So here's the thing. By the time you get to the airlines, you're trying to work as little as possible and get paid as much as possible. Is really my approach to it. So I would rather bid for a base that's close to me. So for example, there's a base here in Wisconsin for my airline. I bid for that base. Yeah, I could bid for a busier one. I don't want to. So for when it comes to regional, international, stuff like that, regional, it's really just the smaller airline is the regional airline. Think Delta Connections, think SkyWest, think Air Wisconsin, think Republic, think Envoy, Endeavor, PSA, Piedmont, etc. Right? Those are regional airlines. International, I mean, you could do Delta, and Delta has international. The only problem is a lot of times international goes senior because, if, for example, Delta has this one trip where you start in Seattle, you fly to Japan, you spend a few hours in Japan, and then you deadhead home. So it's worth 14 hours of pay for you to fly to Japan, and then you get a first class ticket home, and you're getting paid for it. Does that make sense? So that's going to go super senior. Like, that's not going to be something that some junior guy is going to get, right? But a lot of flights into Chicago from Cleveland today. Detroit is closer, but might not be as many flights there, right? Well, yeah, obviously. And the thing is you're rarely ever going to get the opportunity to bid for a base that's not busy, right? They're not going to have pilots there that aren't needed. They're only going to have so many slots open at a base, right? So if Detroit doesn't have a whole lot of flights, right? If Detroit's not very busy, then let's say they're only going to have 30 pilots there or 30 crews there. And if you're not senior enough to be in that 30 crews, 30 in those 30 crews, does that make sense? Oh, you want what one, Kane? What are you talking about, Kane? Are you talking about this next level racing flight sim? Look, it's got seatbelts. The reason it's got seatbelts is because technically there's a full motion mod you can get for this thing, so that it's got seatbelts to keep you locked in while on full motion. All right, banner approach. So since we're picking up a banner, I know I'm going to need to be below 70 knots. How long is time to pass from a regional to an international? So that's, again, as I'm saying, that's not a thing. Delta does international flying. Technically, SkyWest flies to Canada. They do international flying. When you get picked up at a regional airline, you are not working for Delta. You're not working for American. You are working at a regional airline that does flights under the flag of American SkyWest or of American Delta, United, etc. Does that make sense? Where the fuck's this banner? Oh, there it is. Shit. So it's not a matter of switching from regional to international. You got to get hired by a company that does international flying, right? It's not like a matter of waiting. It's not like a matter of time. You got to get the job. And then once you do get a job at a company that does international flying, you got to be senior enough to get it. So, I mean, it could be a decade of you being an airline pilot before you ever start doing international flying. Does that make sense? Let's go. Let's go. Oh, come on. That makes sense. I mean, would it be easier to get Detroit since not many people want Detroit? Well, yeah, if not many people want Detroit, then yeah, it's going to be easy. But it really all depends. And I mean, I don't have that information. I don't have the information associated with what's the most junior, what's the most senior base at all the different airlines. So after my 1,500 hours, would it be possible to get hired for international? Probably not. Like, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. Yeah, airlinepilotcentral.com sometimes it'll tell you junior bases. Sometimes it'll tell you things like the most junior pilot was hired when and where are they based. Right? But yeah, I mean, at 1,500 hours, that's the thing. At 1,500 hours, you'd have to get hired by like Delta, American, United, or something like that to start doing international flying. What's most likely going to happen is at your 1,500 hours, you're going to start applying to SkyWest. You're going to start applying to Republic. You're going to start applying to Endeavor, Piedmont, Envoy, stuff like that. Now, the FS, the flight sim, I was talking about Seattle to Japan, deadhead back. The sim moved. So this sim doesn't move. You can get a kit to make it move, but the one I have does not move. I cannot afford that. I cannot afford that. Oh, come on. Don't freeze, Microsoft Flight Sim. Come on. Oh, no. Okay, we're back. We're back. Now, I'm curious. Does my trim work? Does my trim wheel actually work? Yes, my trim wheel does actually work. All right. So I've got some back pressure. I guess I don't really need to be at full power. I guess I can bring that back, bring some mixture back, help reduce my fuel burn. Get this thing down to like 10 gallons an hour at the very least. I mean, it's a simulator. Like, I'm not really too worried about running this thing too hot. If they wanted me to run the engine cool, they should have paid me more, right? But yeah, airlinepilotcentral.com is a pretty good resource if you're curious. But getting to international is not a lot of times not an easy task. Sometimes like I'm trying to remember, I think like Delta's 320 international stuff is pretty easy to get because they're pretty shit trips. You go somewhere like Mexico or something like that, and then you turn right around. And you end up back somewhere away from home, right? So let's say you did a flight out of like Minneapolis down to Mexico, turned around, went back to Atlanta, had your overnight in Atlanta. Yeah, I haven't used airlinepilotcentral.com in a while either because, I mean, I'm at the airline I kind of want to be at. You know, every single time I go live, somebody asks, what's my opinion on the Icon A5? And I say every single time, the Icon A5 was a great idea when it was supposed to be $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. Now that it is $500,000 for an airplane that cruises at 85 knots, that doesn't have a reasonable useful load, it has no real utility, and like no commercial usage, it's a toy. It's a toy. It is a $500,000 toy. Even when you pick them up, used, they're $250,000 toys. Can't see the sim details on YouTube. Oh, because I used Restream. Oh, okay. So just go look at literally any one of my videos and you'll be able to find the details on the sim. Just literally any one of my videos, you should see a My Setup section. Yeah, the Icon is literally a convertible type plane that you only take out on nice weekends. That's exactly it. Like, think of it. Would you take out your convertible Corvette on a just any and every day? No, you're only going to take it out when it's nice out. You're only going to take it out for those little fun joy rides. My airplane, like the Lake 200, that is a utility fucking aircraft. Once, so I just redid the weight and balance, and it gained a couple pounds on the weight and balance. So what I think I need to do is take the floor out and clean any kind of sludge out of the floor. Because that's where a lot of the extra weight probably is in the sludge under the floor. But when I get all that sludge out, that thing's going to have like 1,000-pound useful load. It's going to have, I can carry 54 gallons and 1,000-pound useful load. That's a fairly reasonable plane. Takeoff from grass about 600 to 800 feet. Takeoff from water about 1,200 feet. Like that's a plane with some utility. You can camp out of that plane. It's got a range of about 500 miles on a full tank of gas. The Icon at 85 knots with 15 gallons in it. I mean, that's not taking you anywhere. That's taking you 240 miles. At most, it's taking you 240 miles. I'm thinking about buying a single seat experimental for once my license is complete for 20 grand-ish. You know, the only way... So two out of my 3 engine failures have been in experimental aircraft. So I kind of stay out of them now. But if you built it yourself, I don't see why not. Oop, too low, too low, too low. Let's add a little bit more power. A little bit more power. Awesome, awesome. Now, I mean, what kind of experimental were you thinking about, Chase? Like, I know the RVs are pretty good. You know, if you could get like a Cub Crafter experimental, those are pretty nice. Oh, well, you said single seat experimental. So what were you thinking single seat experimental, Chase? Thinking of used Sonex. You know what? Sonexes aren't bad. Sonexes aren't bad. And I mean, if you get like the Jabiru engine or the Volkswagen, the Aero V engine, those are pretty reliable. I don't know much about the Kit Fox other than Trent Palmer. So that you're kind of out on your own. Like I don't have any details for that. Is a Kit Fox single pilot? I thought the Kit Fox was side by side. Private pilot check ride last Friday. Crushed the oral thanks to your mock videos. Discontinued during pre-flight due to maintenance. It always sucks. But congratulations on the oral. Congratulations on the oral. Congratulations. That is awesome, man. How does it feel to be about halfway done? When's the rest of it scheduled for? I got too high again. Shit. Well, thanks for that heart, Colin. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Aww. That is super sweet of you. Thank you so much. It helps out the channel a lot. I can't see the likes or anything like that, so I appreciate any kind of likes that you guys are dropping. You know, if you're over on YouTube, please don't hesitate to drop a follow. It really helps out the channel. What are your thoughts and accommodations for pilots on test rides? I have an IEP, but I don't know if I should. I don't know what an IEP is. Yeah. Let's skip on to the drop. Let's skip on to dropping the What's up, Cheese? Taking my IFR check ride tomorrow. Well, good luck. Good luck. Come back. Tell us how it went. Tell us how it went, man. Good luck. You're probably going to do amazing. I want to become a commercial pilot. Should I go through the military? Well, I don't really recommend that anybody go to the military because I feel like it's pretty wrong that we have to conscript our bodies to war just to afford an education. But I can also recognize that's the way that I went through and paid for all of my flight school and education and stuff like that. I don't really recommend it to anyone because I can't really recommend somebody else's child conscript their body to war. I can't really recommend that on anybody. But I can also see the appeal of wanting to get all your flight training paid for what seems like what should be easy. All right, let's go drop this banner. So what we're gonna do is I'm not gonna go through this whole route. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight for it. Because if I go straight for it, I see the banner drop over there. Well, what was wrong with the airplane, BW Haskell? What was wrong with the airplane, Haskell? Power is idle. We gotta slow this thing down. Got to slow this thing down. Got to get below 72 knots. We're going to apply some flaps. Almost below that 72 knots. Still too fast. There we go. A little bit more power. A little bit more power. A little bit more power. There we go. We're aligned with it. Make small corrections early and you'll do just fine. So here we are on speed. Hold. 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 And drop. There we go. Power in. Let's go. Let's accelerate this aircraft. And we're going to try and bring it back around for final. Flaps are up. I'm not really trying to go all the way up. I'm just trying to go up enough so that I can bring it back around for a landing. Now, if you're trying to go like the military route to actually be a pilot, I mean, sure. I don't know anything about that though, because like I've never, like I couldn't do it. You know, I can't get a clearance. If you can go fly like C-130s and stuff or F-18s or what have you, go for it. Go for it. But like, I don't recommend going to like infantry or like being a cook or a mechanic or something like that just to get your education paid for. All right, so this DPE is also an AMP. He didn't think the ADs were actually done right on the Cherokee. Rivets piercing the skin on the right wing. Engine mounts had surface rust. Brake rotors were too thin. Surface rust? Well, okay, I guess those are kind of important things. So fair, fair. I can't really argue with that. It seems a little extra, but you know, you'd rather be safe than sorry. Rivets piercing the skin. Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all. Like, does he mean like rivets from like the ribs or something underneath were piercing the skin of the aircraft? All right, power's idle. Not a bad landing. I mean, I guess it could have been better, but... Stage 2 of flight schools. So here's the thing. Stages aren't things. And I really hate that flight schools don't do a better job of explaining that stages are like, it is that flight school's thing, right? It's that flight school's thing for stages. Like no other flight school is going to have the exact same stages. But I mean, stalls, you know, when it comes to stalls, don't use your ailerons to crank it over if you drop a wing. Use your rudder. Make sure you maintain coordination. If you're in like an old airplane with these ball slip indicators, don't pay attention to the ball. Pay attention to what it actually feels like. If it feels like you're getting pushed over here, push some left rudder. If it feels like you're getting pushed over here, push some right rudder. But yes, I do fly in real life. I fly the 320 for work and a Lake 200 for fun. But then I come on here periodically and stream with y'all. So I fly the sim too. Brake rotor's too thin on a Cherokee though. That does seem a little sketch. But did he have like caliper out? Did he have like a caliper out there to actually measure them? Because like, I don't know what the brake rotor thickness requirement for a Cherokee is, but I feel like it would have to be really damn thin for you to be able to like eyeball that. What's the best and worst thing ATC does? Clears us for unrealistic stuff or slam dunks us into the airport, right? So keeps us up at 20,000 feet until we're 30 miles from the airport and says, all right, cleared for the visual. It's like, dude, what? Like, come on. Right next to the step area on the right wing, guess the main gear has some Yeah, I don't know anything about Cherokees, to be honest. So how do you get a mock check ride with me? So mock check rides are all scheduled at trainingwithcheese.com. He just eyeballed it and was like, nope. Ooh. Well, I guess there have been some Cherokees that have lost some wings, so I guess I can't blame the guy. I can't really blame the guy for not wanting to go through all that. Like, because that's... Yeah. I've been flying with an in-op turn coordinator, and we haven't swung the compass in so long. Well, a turn coordinator... and so the ball is completely separate from the turn coordinator. That ball is really just a ball in a glass tube. The turn coordinator, that is an entirely separate instrument. Sorry, the rate of turn indicator, the in-op item, sorry, the rate of turn indicator, so the little airplane down at the bottom left, you see how that thing's dipping its wings as I kick the rudder? That is your rate of turn indicator. The turn coordinator is technically the ball that slides out and back. Unless that thing is like empty, unless it like has no fluid in it, it can't really be broken. Yeah, so rate of turn indicator. The only reason I keep my dumpy rate of turn indicator is because my autopilot is in it. It's a Sentry 1 autopilot that has my rate of turn indicator is a Sentry 1 autopilot. So I kind of need it. Like I kind of really want it, right? Oh, we have to make so much money. The grind on this is just going to be atrocious. Unless it gets turned or improperly mounted, I guess. What are you talking about, Billy? What you talking about, Billy? What's going on, Catan? How's your night going? Let's go to our parking spot. Our analog is, I don't know, we haven't replaced it in 5 months. Well, I mean, is it really that important? Pull the breaker, mark it in op, call it a day. Unless you're flying at IFR. I am going to Sun and Fun. Well, okay. My schedule, actually, let's do that. Let's check. Let's park this airplane and let's check my schedule. Let's see if my schedule has come out. All right, here we are. I'm going to go check my schedule to see if, well, my schedule's been published. Oh, I guess I should shut down the engines. Because if my schedule has been published, then we'll know right here on live on whether or not I am going to Sun and Fun. I really hope I'm going to Sun and Fun. It would really suck if I wasn't. Let's go there. Drum roll, please. I don't have a drum roll button. Sorry. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to fix that. Let's see what happens if I do this. Nope, that still leaves the chat up. Is it the alert box? There we go. So I want that up. Now y'all can actually see the chat. All right, let's go over here to my little schedule thing. And come on. Come on. Bidding is closed. Results. Let's see. Results. Results. No results to display. Okay, my bid has still not been released. Womp, 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 womp. So I plan on going to Sun and Fun, but again, not entirely sure, based on, not sure if I'm going to make it based on, what my schedule looks like next month. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to make it, but I can't be 100% right now. View channel. Let's go here. Let's go here. All right. Copy. Let's go over here. Control V. Update titles. There we go. So y'all should now see my y'all should now see my setup in the description of the YouTube, right? It should be down there. I have no idea when my schedule comes out. Let's see. I asked somebody when the schedule normally comes out. Let's see if they responded. Like it can't be more, it can't be much longer. Wednesday night or early Thursday morning. Wednesday night. Oh, so I mean, it's not going to come out for another 2 days. It's not going to come out for another 2 days. I'm planning to go. It's my birthday, and hopefully I'll have my private pilot by then. Well, hopefully I'll see you there. As I said earlier in the live, I'm going to be at the Creator Hub. So yeah. Now, what you call it? It's nice for steep turns, but adapted to without it. A rate of turn indicator? How is a rate of turn indicator good for steep turns? Do pilots prefer to get cleared from a fix? I prefer vectors to final. But some people might struggle with vectors to final. Got a new level 33. That's what's up. Okay. Should I use VOR radios in my check ride nav log? If you need to, don't use anything you don't need to use. I don't give a shit what you use. Just know how to defend your choices is really the big takeaway. Know how to defend your choices. If you can't defend your choices, right? You know what I mean? I think we're going to take the turboprop rating to try and get some more monies. We're going to take the turboprop rating to try and get some more monies because the current rate that we're going just ain't working. We need something more. Okay. There we go. Now, where'd the chat go? How it has different hashes for different angles of bank. Well, that's a attitude indicator. That is not a turn. That is not a rate of turn indicator. Or did I miss a comment? Did I miss something where we started talking about attitude indicators now? Or do we need to stop and have a lesson on which instruments are what? Yeah, vectors are way better. I much prefer vectors to final. All right, let's go take our turboprop rating. So let's go mixture rich, because I don't know if it's going to have me like start the engine or something like that. Let's see if we can find some better tunes. Let's go EDM. Let's see what this is about. I don't know. Sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to find something. Let's go background beats. All right, let's go back here. Steam gauges are better than G5s. That is objectively wrong. You can choose to be wrong on that one. That is genuinely wrong. Now, new here, followed student pilot with 67 hours. Well, that's awesome, Albert. That's awesome. You got any questions? You got any questions? You concerned? You know, you got any worries about how you're going to go along in your flight training? What are you training in? My previous chat got censored for some reason. I promise I said something about an attitude indicator. Oh, well, okay. Sorry. I do have some stuff to try and, like, you know, just keep the chat decent. What's up? Would you be mad if I don't eat cheese? You should wrap your plane in a cheese-like yellow fashion. To be honest, no, I wouldn't be mad if you don't like cheese. It's more cheese for me. And I have looked into paint jobs for my airplane. They start at 20 grand. They start at 20 grand. Cessna 172P. Well, how do you like that Cessna 172P? All right, nice turboprop. Let's get in here. Okay. Can I actually access reverse? Where's my parking brake? All right, so we're going to request taxi. Then we're going to release the parking brake. Yee. See, this is one thing that really upsets me with Microsoft Flight Sim. Ah, shit. All right, let's reset this. One thing that really upsets me with Microsoft Flight Sim is I don't know how to use, I don't know how to get the damn game to recognize that I want reverse. I don't know how to get the game to recognize that I want reverse. If I'm falling more in, wait, what the fuck? Oh, I'm falling more in love with her each lesson. Went from being scared of switching magnetos on to now getting it on the first try. I thought you were talking about your instructor for a second. I was like, oh, whoa, timeout, fucking timeout. But no. You're not talking about your instructor. You're talking about the airplane, which is awesome. It is awesome that you are falling in love with your airplane, that you're learning how to fly it. What are my thoughts on ATP? I'm starting instrument training with them next month. Any tips? Well, are you doing their Zero to Hero program? 20K is nothing for you. You're balling. No, I am not. I am not. Most of what you are seeing right here has all been like gifted stuff, right? And if it's either been gifted or bought used. None of this stuff has been new. No credit for private. What do you mean credit? Oh, God, they're charging you as if you did private anyway? Or as if you, oh, that's rough. Yeah, no. I would genuinely recommend against that. That sounds like a really shady, that sounds really shady. Have you flown any Zenith aircraft? No, I have never flown one. But yeah. All right. So let's request our taxi. Let's release our parking brake. What's up, free TikTok coins? I'm doing the same as Trent once I pass my private pilot. So here's the thing. I've heard a bunch of bad about ATP. Really, ATP, it's a pilot mill, and they expect you to work hard. And they're going to treat you like shit if you don't meet their standards. All right, let's taxi. Release the parking brake. Got our power in. Ooh, this thing gets quick. Holy shit. Okay. Does anybody have any idea how to convince Microsoft Flight Sim that, like, I want my throttle to be like 0 to 100% above this little detent, but then below this detent, I want reverse. Oh, it seems like it figured it out. All right, request takeoff clearance. So I'm doing private pilot while paying debt. so I can quit work after private pilot and go to ATP. Well, good luck. It's just ATP. They're gonna drag you through it, and they hire pretty much anybody for an instructor. Yeah, it's like I've heard a lot of good and I've heard a lot of bad. Really, just recognize that ATP is a pilot mill, and they have the intention of maintaining their efficiency. If you are going to fuck up their efficiency, they do not want you there. That is really my biggest takeaway when it comes to ATP, is that they want their efficiency. They want to get you through with the cheapest and least amount of hours possible. And if you aren't able to accomplish that, they will get rid of you as a student. Again, at least that's what I've heard. I've never gone through ATP. So power in. Everything's full. Torque's building. Rolling down the runway. Airspeed's alive. Oh, shit. What happened there? Is there a crosswind or something that I missed? All right, let's bring that engine back into the green, or into it. Let's get a little reduction of that power, of that RPM. And we're going to climb to 2,100 feet. I'll check back with 10 months. You know what? I really hope you do. I really hope you do. I really hope you check back in, when you're done with it, and let us all know how it went. All right, so here we are, 2,100. Let's go ahead and reduce our power. Oh, wait, the game still wants us climbing. I hate that. Tell me what It's almost like Microsoft didn't actually have any pilots in the room when they built Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. It very much feels like that. Maintain 2,800. Power's out. Let's reduce our RPM so that we can reduce our inner turbine state temp. All right. Let's see if we can fix. So you said it's in the throttle settings. So controls, Bravo throttle quadrant. We're going to go power management, throttle axis, throttle decrease, throttle axis, throttle decrease. Hardware settings. Okay, so there, I guess maybe, is that the problem? Jeez, brother, I did a private pilot mock check ride a while back. Just wanted to say congrats on getting your medical back. You just passed your commercial. That's awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, and that's what I've heard. Pilot Joe, is that if you go through ATP, you'll get it quick. You'll get it quick. But beyond that, you have to be able to keep up with it, is really the takeaway. You have to be able to keep up with it. So how do I get reverse? Yeah, aviation is all about seniority. Get there ASAP. You know what? I can agree with that. I know just some people struggle with just like meeting the requirements of ATP. You know, ATP's definitely got some ATP definitely requires a good bit of effort. Right? A lot of people, working full-time jobs, from what I've heard, struggle with it. All right. Is there a reverse? So hold for reverse thrust. Can I do that? Oh, it says scan canceled. Come on. What button is that? All right, I guess I gotta, so yeah, toggle right there. So toggle reverse? No, I don't want toggle. Yeah, right there. ATP is your full-time job. They don't want people having a job going through the program. And that's kind of a lot of the problem, is that people can't, like, you know, there's bills to pay, right? People got bills to pay. So that's why I tell people, like, be wary of ATP, because they're expecting everything from you. They are expecting all of your time. So let's go properties 24, 25. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to come in here. We're going to do, no, not scan. We're just going to go buttons 24 and 25. Okay. Escape, go back. Hold for throttle reverse thrust. Okay. All right. We're having issues. We're having issues. What age did I get my ATP? I think I was like 26 or 27. So you used the honeycomb, and you used the that as toggle? You use this detent down here as a toggle? I mean, I guess what I could do is bring it down here as hold. I don't know. What I really want is the ability for it to just recognize this bit of the throttle quadrant down here as reverse. All right, we're coming into the downwind end. Hopefully we can actually get this. You have the Turtle Beach flight deck and have it binded. Okay, maybe I'll try it. I know I have other controls for this that actually have like gates for reverse, so maybe I should be using those. How crazy are the DPE prices, though? Just paid $1,500 for commercial? Yeah. That's why I'm trying to become a DPE, because that money, though. And, like, I don't know. I actually enjoy doing the testing events. So we're on the base. Now we're going to land on the runway. We're going to bring that power out. Put that prop up. Slowing this airplane down. I guess we could bring the prop back actually to work as a little bit more induced drag. Oh, missed the runway. All right, props back to forward. Flaps, gear, flaps, 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 slip. Now, is this a stabilized approach? No. Would this pass a check ride? God, no. Do I recommend this? No. It's a simulator. Calm down. All right. I'm happy with that. What would be the first steps to becoming a DPE? So first steps to becoming a DPE would definitely be getting your flight instructor certificate. Getting your flight instructor certificate is definitely the first step to becoming a DPE. Once you've got your flight instructor certificate, get a bunch of hours of instruction, become a check pilot for a 141 program or a 142 program as part of an airline. Become really just do the job of a DPE as part of another program. If a student pays $2,000, ATP will pay you $2,000 as well. So a check ride is $4,000. That is insane. Yeah, I need to get my DPE. This is getting kind of ridiculous. Like, I've applied, but yeah. The 208 and the PC-12 have it so you push a button, then push the throttle forward. That might be the play. I might need to use like this button or something like that for my for that. That definitely seems like maybe the better way to set up reverse thrust. Oh, fuck. The taxiway's down here. All right. Acknowledge the ATC clearance. All right. Let's request taxi clearance now. Favorite plane I've ever flown? I definitely like the my Lake 200. My Lake 200 is really just the favorite airplane I've ever flown. Favorite movie or show? I guess I don't really have one. All right, acknowledge taxi clearance. Let's go to our parking stand. Damn, why is this thing taxiing so fast? This thing has got some scoochums. Or am I just fucking something up? Like, what does my throttle look like down here? No, I mean, my throttle looks like my throttle is at idle. I guess this just idle is just a lot for this thing. Pull back on the blue lever? Why would I do that? Holy hell. If max weight's 2550, would you fly at 2450? Yes. Yes. Any tips on studying for instrument? Yeah, there's this Pilot Cafe study guide that I generally recommend. But another good way to like study for instrument is build fake instrument flight plans. Do stuff in Microsoft Flight Sim in airplanes that you would never actually fly through scenarios that you've never actually done in real life, so that you can at the very least get an idea of what real instrument flying is like. Well, okay, yes, technically pulling the blue lever back should slow down the propeller, but I'm below the governing range. I'm below the governing RPM. So like there's nothing that this does, right? And we can check what the governing RPM is by pulling the blue lever all the way back and then pushing the engine up, the power up, until we actually see our RPM stop going up. So let's actually look at this real quick. So here we are. We are at our propeller RPM. And if you see, I bring my propeller RPM up, nothing changes. Nothing really changes. It went up maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 RPM. So let's bring our propeller all the way back. And let's put power in. And you can see the RPM goes up. The RPM goes up. The RPM continues to go up until we get to our propeller governing range, which looks like it's going to be about 1500. Does that make sense? So my propeller's at 1450, and if I send this thing all the way up, that governor is going to kick in and bring it back down to 1450. So my propeller RPM governing range, the bottom of it is 1450. Does that make sense? Yeah, Cleve Breeze. If you're below max weight, you're below max weight. There's a reason it's called max weight, right? You shouldn't really be concerned about being 100 pounds less than max weight. Very often, I am right up against my max weight in my airplane. But I also measure everything. I also make sure that I know what I am putting in my airplane. If you're in question about what you're putting in your airplane, right? If you're like, I don't know if this is 50 pounds or 75 pounds. Well, you do that 4 times and, well, congratulations. You're now overweight. Does that make sense? All right. Did we pass? I really hope we passed. I really hope we passed. So, mixture out. Wait for engine shutdown. It takes a while for this thing to spool down. Let's go. Yes, you should definitely get your girlfriend's weight. You should definitely know what the weight is of the people that are going in your airplane, especially if you're concerned about max gross weight. All right, we passed our turboprop. We got new flyable aircraft for missions. Let's see if we got any new missions. See if we can make some more money. What is that? That's banner towing, 7,000 and 172 Skyhawk, 172. SR-22. Okay, that's not bad, but it's only worth $3,000. JBM or JMB? No. No. Well, it doesn't look like there's any better missions. What is this? Medevac. Not available. You need to complete the specialization prerequisite first. Oh. Okay, well, let's see what the specialization prerequisite is. Oh, the stream's freezing up. Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing some fair health on the stream. So actually, we've been at this for about an hour and 45 minutes. So I think it might be time to start to wrap it up. As always, it is a blast hanging out with y'all. I really appreciate y'all coming to hang out and spending time and asking all these fun questions. Yeah, I mean, really, that's my big takeaway. You know, y'all are doing great. Keep up with your training, and I guess as always, keep it cheesy.